Heat shivers over broken stone in a small courtyard. The sun burns white and the air tastes like metal. A shot cracks from a roof. Brick splinters leap. Dust blooms. The team freezes and listens. Cole, the team leader, drags Maya behind a broken bench. His voice low and steady. Stay low, find the shooter. Hold that corner. Reyes, the big seal, lies near the doorway, his leg pouring blood, a dark stream finding every crack. Maya tears open her kit, tourniquet high and tight. Reyes groans and nods. I am good. Do your work. You will be fine, she says. Stay with me. Breathe slow. Cole peeks and ducks, roof beyond the alley, a thin window like an open eye. The radio hisses and gives nothing. Maya scans. Healer, not sniper, but the battle does not care about vows. A red dot flickers on a far wall, thin as a hair here then gone. She draws a line in her head from dot to roof, a shallow lip, a body flat and still as a shadow. Another teammate crawls toward a long rifle by a broken column. The hidden gun answers with a crack. Stone erupts. The teammate slides back empty-handed. Her heart drums. Her hands stay calm. Maya sees the long rifle again, matte and scarred, glass dusty yet clear. The thought claws at her oath. Yet Reyes bleeds, and the team is trapped, and the shooter will not stop. She checks the bandage, gives Reyes water, tells him to press hard and not let go. Reyes meets her eyes and understands. Do not, he whispers, then nods. Go if you must. I will. Live. She squeezes his shoulder, a quick promise, then slides along the ground inch by inch, moving when wind kicks dust. Freezing when the air goes still. 1, 2, 3, 4, wait. 5, 6, move. A thin cloud softens the light. She covers the last stretch and takes the rifle by the stock. A bullet slaps brick behind her. She flinches. Breath returns. Calm returns. The rifle rolls close without scraping stone. She checks chamber and scope and wind. Dust curls in a corner and tells a quiet truth. Cole watches with tight jaw and steady hands. A small nod says, I trust you. And I wish you did not need this, Maya. Rests the rifle on the bench stone. Elbows set, cheek light to the comb. Shoulders low, through the scope, the world turns small and still. The alley narrows. The roof comes near. Every grain of dust stands like a hill. She slides the crosshair along the lip and waits. Heat makes waves. Like water, patience becomes medicine. A small shine peaks near a vent. A strip of metal, a scope edge maybe, gone and back like a blink. She holds and releases breath, slow as a tide. Her hands loosen. Her pulse drops from thunder to drum to soft. Tap Cole whispers, Do you have him almost? She answers. A dog barks far away. A wire hums above. The town seems to hold one breath with them. She remembers a little girl last month, shrapnel in the arm, a mother begging, fear heavy in the room. Count your fingers, Maya told her. The girl laughed through tears. The pain let go a little. Now Maya counts again, 1, 2, 3, and on 4, the crosshair finds a human outline behind the lip of the roof. The shape is still, then sways the width of a breath. In her ear, the radio whispers, Evac 2 minutes. Hold if you can. Move if you must. She answers with silence because the choice is made. Her finger curls on the trigger, gentle and honest, not a jerk. A smooth pull only. The world shrinks to the ring of the scope and the quiet between heartbeats. A fleck of dust lifts near the roof lip and points to a crawl space where a barrel may rest. Maya adjusts a hair left and a hair up. Her body sets into the stone-like roots that do not fear the wind. Reyes breathes behind her, steady now, trusting her more than she trusts herself. The wind slides along the alley and nudges the mirage aside. She lets the crosshair ride and then stops it with a touch. One breath in, one breath out. A pause hangs in the heat, like a held note. She does not want to be a hunter, but she will not let her family and this team die today. The oath bends but does not break. It becomes a bridge from one duty to another duty. Her eyes are calm now. Her mind a still pool. Her heart a quiet drum that does not rush. Her finger begins the squeeze that cannot be undone. The courtyard listens, the town listens. Even the wind seems to wait. Maya drops the medkit by the bench, raises the rifle to her cheek, and holds the breath that will decide the day. A sharp hush grabs the courtyard. Danger presses on every stone, and the heat feels like a hand over the mouth. Maya holds the rifle steady, cheek on the stock, breath slow and thin, eyes locked on the roof where a quiet shape might wait. Cole crouches to her left, voice low and even. Hold this line. Keep heads down. We do not give the shooter a gift. Reyes lies behind her with the tourniquet tight, his blood no longer flooding, his jaw set, his gaze pinned to her shoulders like a promise. A scrap of cloth on the sling answers the wind, small and honest. It leans left. It flutters. It rests. A little flag that tells the truth. Maya reads it, then locks into the sight. The ring of glass turns the world into edges and breath and waiting. Her heart wants the soft work, the clean table, the gentle game of counting with a scared child. Yet here she kneels in grit with steel in her hands. Her oath speaks inside her chest. Do no harm, protect life, hold steady, and the words bend into a new shape that fits this harsh day. A faint click arrives from the roof, not loud but sharp. The kind of sound metal makes when it touches stone on purpose. Across the alley, a curtain twitches, only a little, enough to freeze every nerve. She waits for truth to show its face. The radio crackles with grit. Evac inbound, mark 60 seconds. Cole answers steady. Contact live, medic engaged, danger firm. She counts like her father taught, 1 for pulse, 2 for breath, 3 for wind, 4 for the hand that wants to shake and will not. A pebble ticks. Against a wall and rolls, a tease. She does not chase it with the crosshair. Her finger rests where steel waits, not heavy, not light. A bridge between what she believes and what she must do to keep people breathing. Reyes speaks soft as dust. I trust you. The words float like shade over hot ground. She nods though he cannot see the nod. A shallow rise shows over the roof lip. There and gone like a tide, not a puppet trick. Too smooth and patient for a fake, Maya slides the crosshair away from where the shape is, toward where it will be. She leads the future by a breath. A coin of light blinks near a pipe. A small circle, open and shut. A quiet wink that could be. Glass and aim. Cole whispers her name, not a command. A human hand on the shoulder. A sound that says, we want you alive when this is over. A thin wind slants down the alley. Grit moves in tiny rivers. The cloth strip leans left and holds, a clear sign she can trust. She reads wind from dust and ash and the taste of air on her tongue, small things that make a map the eye cannot see. Another click from above, faint and sure. The ghost turns into a person with breath and hands. Maya lets the trigger kiss the wall, a quiet place where the next ounce will change the shape of the day. Her shoulders sink. Body and bench become one line, nothing extra, nothing loose, all of her flowing toward a single clean act. The shape rises and holds, a slice of head and cheek, the dark circle of a scope. A barrel nested in a groove like a snake in shade. Maya breathes in and holds, breathes out and holds. The second hold is the open door between thought and deed. She thinks of bright birds on postcards from Rhea's sister, of Cole's little notebook, of names, of the family they became without asking. Her heartbeat slows and draws a simple line. The crosshair meets the coin of shine, the secret eye in the enemy glass. The moment that says now, a thin cloud softens the sun. The heat, shimmer, eases. The world grows still as if it honors this choice. Rotor thumps touch the edge of the sky. Time narrows, windows close. The day will not wait. Past and future shake hands in her chest. One says healer, one says guardian. Both say love, both point. At this breath held in her lungs, she lifts her chin a hair, settles it down. The sight is honest. The wind is red. The angles are known. The duty is bright. Her finger begins to move like sunrise, slow and certain, and in that slow rise she finds peace, not joy, not pride, only peace that follows hard truth. The courtyard leans forward as if it wants to see. The team keeps still. Even the dust hangs in the light and waits for the world. To change, Maya centers the crosshair on the glint. Here's Reyes again. I trust you. Here's Cole again. We are with you. And lets the trigger travel toward its break now. The rifle speaks with a single crack that cuts the heat. Silence clings to the courtyard, and then the rooftop shifts. A dark shape folds and slips away, and dust lifts from the lip of the roof. Maya does not stare because Reyes needs her and danger still hangs like wire in the air. She lowers the rifle and crawls back to him with care. Cole keeps the corner with his carbine steady, and his voice is calm and low. Good hit, he says. Hold this place and work fast. Maya checks the tourniquet and the pad and the color of the leg. The blood slows and the skin stays warm and the pulse at the ankle taps soft. Reyes tries to joke and fails, and then whispers, "Thank you," with a brave grin. She gives him a small, tired smile and goes on with the work. A teammate tosses smoke and a gray wall rises in the alley. Maya lifts her eyes to the roof and hunts for a second threat. The scope shows only tile and rust and one glove that lies open like a lost shell, Copy Cole says, and he points to the alley, mouth on the far side. We carry Reyes on the litter and go in one push, he says. They lift Reyes on the litter and rise in one smooth pull, and the first step feels like a jump from a ledge. Maya takes the front right corner, and a teammate takes front. Left and two hold the rear as Cole walks 3 strides ahead. The heat sits on their backs like a pack, and the air smells like lime and smoke and old oil, and it makes the eyes sting. Maya wants to stop but cannot, and so she tosses a clean bandage and a little nod and keeps the carry steady. Cole slides a small mirror on a stick around the corner and waits, and then he mouths clear and waves them forward again. Maya wraps the leg and adds a splint from a split plank. She marks the time on the wrap and tucks the pen back in the kit. Reyes breathes slow and steady, and the fear in his eyes fades to a quiet shine. You did what you had to do, he says, and we are here because of it. Maya hears him and hears the shot again and keeps her hands moving because work holds the ghosts back. Another teammate slides the long rifle to her with a heavy nod. She does not want it, but she slings it because the day is not done. Cole counts the team and draws a path in the dust and taps 3 turns. And the end point near a blown door. Thin lanes and low walls and one small plaza, he says, and he looks to Maya and asks, "Can you move with the load?" Yes, she says, and he believes her. They lift Reyes on the litter and rise in one smooth pull. The smoke thins and the light grows harsh, and the first step feels like a jump from a ledge. Maya takes the front right corner and a teammate takes front left and 2 hold the rear. Cole goes ahead with 3 short strides, and another man watches high windows and low doors. The heat sits on their backs like a pack, and the air smells like lime and smoke and old oil. A woman peers from a door and pulls a child close when she sees the helmets and the rifles. Maya wants to stop and check the child who coughs into a rag, but she cannot, and so she tosses a clean bandage and a little smile and moves on. They turn left at a broken cart and right at a blue wall and drop into a lane where shade gives them a small gift. Fresh chalk marks on a sill make Cole freeze and throw a fist for hold. Maya lowers the litter and kneels and listens, and the lane hums like a wire in a storm. Cole slides a small mirror around the corner and looks and waits, and then looks again. Clear, he whispers, and they lift and Go above them, the rotor thump grows from a heartbeat to a drum, and the sound draws eyes to every window. Cole signals smoke, and a can rolls and breathes a gray veil, and they pass through it like ghosts. A door bangs open ahead, and a barrel pokes out, and a burst spits chips from the wall. The point man answers fast, and the barrel jerks back, and a body falls inside with a heavy thud against wood. "Move," Cole says, and they move. Maya feels the litter shake and grips tight and keeps her steps, short and sure, and counts each foot as it lands. Reyes grits his teeth but does not cry out, and he keeps his hands on the rails to help the carry. At the plaza, a dry fountain cracks in the sun, and a lone tree gives a spoon of shade. Two crew wave, them in, and one points to the rise of a street that leads away from the town wall. Maya sees the street and feels a sting of worry, because the run to the ramp is open and clean, and that can be a lie. Cole sees it too, and his jaw sets, and he scans, and then he sees a man on a balcony with a small black box in his hands. The man has no rifle yet. His eyes cling to the street, and his thumb floats over a switch. Cole shouts, "Hold!" and the crew drops, and Maya freezes, and the rotor beats the air. Into dust, Reyes whispers, "What is that?" And Maya feels the skin on her neck grow cold like the touch of rain before a storm. Cole points to the man and to the box and lifts his hand for calm. Maya lifts the long rifle, though her heart asks for the soft duty and not the hard one. She draws a breath and looks through the glass, and the world becomes a circle again. Inside that circle, the box shows a small red light that blinks like a warning from a deep well. The man looks straight at the team, and the thumb begins to fall toward the switch, and Maya must choose again. Maya sets the rifle, and the plaza goes quiet like a held breath. On the balcony, a man holds a small black box with a red blink. His thumb floats over the switch as if it is nothing at all. Cole raises a hand for hold, and his voice stays low, and calm Reyes grips the litter rail and watches Maya with stubborn faith. A thin wire leaves the box and runs along the rail into plaster. Small dust scars spot the street like seeds for hidden fire and ruin. Her oath murmurs inside her chest, "Protect life. Keep breath in bodies." Today that means stopping this thumb and this light before a street dies. She settles into the trigger wall and lets the scope shrink the world. Maya shifts to keep the safe lane clear and then returns to the hand. Cole breathes one word now, and the rifle answers with one clean crack. The box leaps, and the man folds and slides, and the light goes dark. The wire lies dumb and still, and the street keeps its single shape. A burst snaps from a window and chips, leap from the fountain lip. The point man fires short and sharp, and the window coughs and stops. Crew wave from the ramp with hard, clear hands and call them home. Maya helps lift the litter, and her legs feel wooden and slow. They move through gray, smoke that tastes like old fire and metal. The rotors beat the smoke into rough bands like river current. A mother pulls a child behind her door and nods once at Maya. Maya tosses a gauze roll to the door without breaking stride. They cross the open, and grit lashes their shins in little knives. The ramp yawns like the mouth of safety, and the crew hauls Reyes in. A flight medic checks the wrap and nods with bright, fierce eyes. Maya drops to a knee at the ramp and shoulders the rifle again. A sliver of cheek shows near a rusted vent on a roof. She breathes and leads a hair and sends one round, and the sliver falls. Load and lift. Cole calls, and the ramp rises, and the bird pulls free. Paper whirls into spirals, and the lone tree thrashes. Like a flag, the town shrinks to blocks and threads, and the plaza folds to a square. Inside the cabin, Maya rests the rifle across her knees at last. Her hands tremble now that danger sinks behind them in the dust. Reyes finds her wrist and squeezes and says, "You saved us again." She nods with a weight that does not leave and may not leave soon. Cole crouches and meets her eyes and says, "You made the right call. We are here because of you and because you kept your breath steady." The flight medic says good clamp and good pressure and good color. The pilot banks, and they skim the first roof where dust still hangs. Maya looks once and then looks away and chooses the living faces. The radio crackles and Base asks for a clean read on the device. Cole answers with crisp steps and calm truth for the record balcony mail with radio trigger. Route likely mined, first sniper down. The crew chief presses a bottle into Maya's hand and tells her drink. She swallows and coughs and breath steadies like a drum in soft rain. The town slides back like a folding map and a river blade flashes. Maya wipes her gloves and wrists with a pad that stings and clears. Reyes lets a hoarse laugh escape, and then a long, shaky sigh. Cole writes 3 quick lines in the small notebook he always carries. "You kept a street alive," he says, and the words land, like water. The helicopter beats toward the base and shadows grow long on the fields. The radio clicks and Intel asks for the medic on a clear line. Maya hears her name and feels a new current rise and twist inside. She squeezes Reyes' hand once and he squeezes back with stubborn hope. The crew checks straps and slaps the ramp frame for old luck. The pilot slows, and the base rises with walls and pale canvas rows. Maya counts breath in and breath out, and the steady drum of rotors. She counts the line she crossed and the lives that stayed inside time. The ramp clatters and bright dust floods the cabin like river light. Ground crew run with sure steps and med carts wait with open hands. Cole points to the ops tent and then to the clinic. Door ahead, her legs find the floor, and she lifts the rifle by the sling. Maya steps off the ramp, and the base air feels dry. She keeps the rifle by its sling and walks beside Reyes. Cole moves ahead with his small notebook and calm focus. The flight medic guides the litter wheels toward a clean bay. A nurse meets them, with firm touch and a steady voice. "You are safe here," she says, and fear grows smaller. Maya leans the rifle on a bench and washes her gloves. Cole nods toward the tall ops tent across the dusty yard. "We brief?" "Now," he says, and Maya answers with a simple, "Yes." Radios hum in the tent, and maps glow like blue fires. An intel officer waits with a folder and eyes that waste nothing. "Rooftop shooter neutralized by your round," he says, and sets a photo. Balcony mail with radio trigger also down and the device. Cold wire ran to a charge along the evac street where you crossed. If the switch pressed, the blast would have cut the team apart. The tent grows quiet and even the fans seem to hold breath. Maya sees the street and the red blink near the watching. Thumb paint marks show weak spots, and a drawing shows the small box, "Who said it?" She asks, and the answer is not yet clear. A search team found stair dust and a packet of late wires, no crest or card, only patient hands, and a plan that waited. "Your choice kept the street alive," he says, "and gave us time." Maya breathes slow because pride will not help anyone now. "You saved the road and your people," Cole says in a level tone. The intel man slides a paper and says more choices. "Wait, command wants. A word with you, and with the team lead." They move to a small room where a fan clicks each turn. A colonel stands with rolled sleeves and a cup of tea. The acts on the roof and balcony stopped a wide loss. "We will write for an award and ask a hard favor too. A fresh mission waits, and it needs the same calm breath." The colonel lays a photo of a chalked door in shadow. Marks point like arrows and times run along the margin. The device maker may be inside this block behind this door. "We go soon, but only if the team is willing and whole. Will Reyes be safe?" she asks, and kept away from the line. "Yes," the colonel says, "and we will call his family tonight." She looks at the rifle, then at her open, steady hands. Her oath hums like a strong string. "That will not break. I go as medic," she says, "and carry the kit first. The rifle last, and only when there is no other path." Cole nods, and the colonel nods, and the intel man writes, "A nurse brings a message from Reyes with a small smile. He believes in you," she says, "and wants you to eat." Maya walks to the clinic before the mess and the barracks. Reyes lies on a clean bed with a new wrap and bright eyes. "Did we make it clear?" he asks, and she says the street is safe. She tells him about the box and the blink and the near loss. He lets his hands relax and his breath lengthens and steadies. The nurse gives Maya water and a plate with bread and dates. "Eat, please," she says, and the word please sounds like home. Maya eats, and the taste is simple and kind and grounding. Her hands shake a little, then rest as the food settles. She leaves a note that says, "Sleep well and heal strong." She steps into evening, and the sky turns gold, then rose. Cole waits at a table with 2 trays and a rolled map. He points at a square and says, "Dawn walk and soft steps. We move like rain." He adds, and the words feel clean. Maya nods, and they eat in quiet with small smiles. "You held the line without losing your soul," he says. "I held breath and tried to keep it kind," she answers. A bell rings for lights out, and the mess fades to shadows. Maya thanks him and carries the kit toward the barracks row. She passes the ops tent and the mast hum and night guard. A small cat crosses the path and sits with green coin eyes. She kneels and lets it sniff her glove, and it approves. She slides the rifle under the frame and the kit by her pillow. She lies back and feels the day drift like a heavy cloud. She counts breath and hears her oath turn into a soft song. Sleep comes. Like shade and dawn waits near the edge of night.